Yo, what's up, guys? I'm back. It's been a couple weeks now since I made that last video about pretty much my background, how I hurt myself, things like that. Um, so today, I'm just gonna be talking about co-driving um, with a disability. It uh, it can definitely be a challenge, um, but yeah, I'll just get right into it. I wrote out a couple of questions for myself, so keep me on topic, whatever, and this or that. Um, but what is a co-driver? Basically, a co-driver um, is somebody who sits in what you would call the bitch seat. But no, you're sitting passenger, and you're basically helping the driver um, with anything he may need. Um, what we do as co-drivers, we uh, we keep our driver in check. Let them know when to slow down. Let them know when to put the pedal to the metal. Um, just let them know when there's dangers coming up. There's a lot of responsibilities we do. We check the gauges, make sure the truck is running at a good temperature, it's not overheating. We're looking at the GPS, making sure we're staying on course, um, making sure that we're paying attention to other vehicles coming up from behind us. If we're coming up to another vehicle, a slower vehicle, and we need to pass them, well, I need to be able to, pay attention to what's coming up, farther ahead, and making sure we can make a clean pass. And then, making sure the driver stays calm. Make sure we got to motivate him. We got to keep him feeling comfortable, um, and really basically pump them up. Really let them know that they're doing a good job, or let them know that they're doing a complete completely horrible job, and to get his head back in the game, and really, drive strong. Um, a lot of times you just got to keep the driver in check, because ultimately you want to win a race, you want to finish a race, and if the driver and co-driver can't work together and get a good vibe and run solid races, well, things can happen. Crash the truck, break the truck, um, won't finish, things like that. Um, and, big responsibility being a co driver is being able to jump out of the truck and fix a spare tire. And as you guys know, in my first video, I talked about how I'm a paraplegic. And luckily, me and my brother drives, and I co-drive for him. We understand my limitations, and we work together. We work together really well that way. And we've done a few races. We started in 2016. In 2016, our very first race, we we were at Battle Lap Prim. It's a 2 day race, um, and we finished first race, the first day, really good. The second day, not so much. Our first lap, we wadded the truck on the dike jump, and barrel rolled it a few times in the air, whatever. We were both fine. Um, both shooken up. My brother shooken up a bit more than I was. I think that's because I've been through such a devastating accident, um, that I was able to stay calm. I knew we were both fine, so it's like, we're good. Nothing. Yeah, the truck is damaged. We had to rebuild it. For him, I think, a lot of it was all the time and effort they put into the truck, and um, kind of like that pride. You know what I mean? You wad it up. It's like, man. But then again, I was in the truck. Um, I can't just jump out. The truck did light on fire. It got put out really quick. The crew out there was was on top of it. Um, they're really great. They got me out of the truck, and everything was cool. A lot of emotions, of course. Um, but yeah, and that being said, being a co-driver, I think I talked about a little bit in my first video, um, how co-driving and making team decisions really made me think about, or it's hard to say how to explain it, but I will do my best. Um, like know my ability and really understand it mentally. You know, um, when you're injured, say you're hurt. You know what I mean, and you enjoy playing soccer. You know, you're gonna go out on a sprained ankle and give it 90%, right? Well, your team needs you to perform 100%. Well, if you think, "Oh, I'm fine, I'm cool, I'm all right. I'm giving my 100%, but I'm hurt." Well, really you're not giving that 100%. You know what I mean? It's kind of unfair for you to go out and play a, say, a championship game. You think you're 100% mentally knowing that you're not, but I guess you could say pride, or yeah, pride is a good word to use. That you can do it. Well, your team look at you, you're like, yeah, you can do it, but if I need you to run from one end of the field to the other end of the field, you're not going to be able to do that. You're not going to be able to get there like you used to do. And being a co-driver, there's some huge responsibilities, huge. Um, and me and my brother, we're headed out to test one weekend. It was before, oh goodness, a couple of races back. It was Caliente. It was before Caliente. Um, uh, we spoke about my ability and safety issues. We run on some of the short tracks, 2 short tracks a year, um, small loops. Rescue teams can get to you real fast if anything serious happens, right? A rollover, fire, something like that. Um, Upside down. Well, the safety crew will be able to get to you. Well, in some of these long races, we're out, say 60 miles out in a dead zone. Well, there's no radio communication. No cell phone, no nothing. You're on your own. Well, worst case scenario, me and my brother are riding, moving along. Say we roll the truck. He hits his head on the roll cage and gets a concussion, or his arm. You roll the truck, his arm comes off the steering wheel. He bashes it on something, breaks it. Worst case scenario now, though, okay? Worst case scenario. Um, we're upside down, truck's on fire. Well, he's hurt. He can't get out, right? Well, I have to figure out how to get myself out, which I am paraplegic, right? Waist down, nothing works, okay? So say we're upside down, you know? Well, I have to figure out how I'm going to safely get out of the truck from upside down, okay, while the truck is on fire or something, okay, or smoking, maybe getting to that point where it could ignite, okay? You don't have minutes, you have seconds, all right? So I get myself out, right? Now I have to figure out how to safely get my brother out, you know? He's hurt, you can't move him a certain way. Maybe this start a fire starts to blaze. Well, I need to figure out how to get to that fire extinguisher and put the blaze out, and then get him out. You know, and that right there is met my like. I always thought of it like, you know, it's worst case scenario. It could happen. It might not. I'm willing to take that risk, right? Well, I'm not the only one in the truck. You know, my brother's in the truck, and that really made me, you know, when you're paraplegic or you have a disability um, that other people see, and they see other things. You know what I mean? They see that you probably can't do this or you can't do that. Um, for example, I was gonna go to Vegas many years back when I first got hurt, and I wanted to go on the heck's it called, the um, the ropes. Um, ah, I can't even think of the name right now. But you hang on, you get in a suit or a harness, and you ride the lines down through downtown Las Vegas, the Fairmont Street or whatever, Fremont Street. Um, but I called them up. I'm like, hey, can I do this? They're like, no, you can't do that. You can't do it. You know, people that are paraplegics or paralyzed can't do it. You know, there's so many things out there that people are telling you can't do this, you can't do that because you're disabled. You know what I mean? And to me, that sucks. I want to be that person to say, oh, I can't do that. You know, I'm always a person. I'm the type of person I want to try it first. Let me try it. Let me do it. And then we find out why you're telling me no. You know what I mean? And a lot of the able-bodied peoples will never understand, because if they want to go do this or go do that, go right ahead. Go ahead and do it. You know, but um, but back to me and my brother. You know, it made me really think and really have to admit to myself that I couldn't do these things safely or in a timely manner that would keep my brother safe, you know. And so we decided that on the long courses, somebody else will co-drive, you know, and that hurt. Not It didn't hurt because it was coming from my brother or somebody else. It hurt because I didn't want to acknowledge that because of my disability, I can't do things, you know? And part of recovery um, is understanding that sometimes you have to realize or understand that you really can't do certain things. And that you have to be understanding of it. Um, and if there's things that you might not think you can do, um, in a certain in a certain kind of a different topic, but if you think you can't do something, nobody's telling you you can't do it, okay? But except for yourself. Well, try it. Figure out ways that you can, because there's so many different things that I thought I couldn't do, but I've done them anyways. You know, trying to get to my buddy's house, there's like a 4 foot wall. Well, I transferred up this wall, and then reached down, pulled my wheelchair up this wall, right? This retaining wall, because he had stairs to go up to his house. Well, if I knew if I could get up on top of this wall, pull my wheelchair up over the wall, and then I'd be on the grass, and then I'm at his doorstep, you know? So I'm like, damn, you know what? I'm going to climb this wall, get my wheelchair up, and knock on his door. And that's exactly what I did. Yeah, it took me a little bit. By the time I was done, I'm like, damn, it would have been so much easier if I would have just called my buddy. But I didn't, because I wanted to, you know, show myself that that just because there's a wall there, doesn't mean you can't get over it. You just got to find a different way to do it. Yeah, co-driving, co-driving, co-driving. I'm just gonna do. I have a couple more questions right here that I want to get to, and then I'll call this video a wrap. What is the difference between a driver and a co-driver? Well, driver, you focus on driving, right? You focus on picking good lines, listening to your co-driver, pushing the gas pedal and pushing the brakes. I'll let you know when there's something to worry about. I'll tell you when there's someone behind us. I'll tell you what our temperatures are at. If I'm feeling something funny or if I'm hearing something funny come out of the truck, I'll let you know. You focus on picking clean lines, keeping the wheels on the ground, and getting us to that finish line. And it's really, really, really a team. It's a team thing. From the co-driver to the driver to the pits to your support. And you can think of a race team as your support team, right? When I got hurt, I needed a support team. It was family, it was friends. They supported me, and they're also now our race team. Well, if you got a good group of people, if something happens to you in your life, you get hurt, injured, some kind of life-changing something, anything, build yourself a team. If you don't have good people to help you, get online. There's tons of support forums of people just like you that don't know what to do, that need help, just want someone to talk to. And they're out there because so many people are by themselves, or they have a team, but certain things they want to just ask, somebody with this that's going on with dealing with the same type of issue. Reach out to those groups, be a part of a team, and don't be scared to get involved. Don't be scared to be involved. Amputees. Well, there's a lot of people out there that are amputees. Find that webpage, find that forum, find that group that they sit around and do whatever with, or they go out and do activities with, but yeah, what's the most difficult part of being a co-driver? Knowing, for me, being disabled is knowing when not to be the co-driver, right? Okay. And then another part of being a co-driver in that truck is learning. Just keep learning more. Sometimes that's hard, to learn more, learn different things to make your race as smooth as possible. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this video now. It's almost 20 minutes long. I don't want to make them too much longer than that. But I'll make another video shortly. And I hope you guys enjoyed this one. And I'll see you guys soon. See ya.